And spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Peruvian Terran, the best Terran in all of Peru, representing his brand new team, Eximus Gaming. Wait, this guy, he's been on many teams, now he has a new one. We have Kaozfate. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Mexican Terran player. Representing himself, it is RoRrO. Not to be confused with the old Korean pro RoRrO, who was Zerg, fun fact. He was actually a pretty amazing player, to be honest, back in Heart of the Swarm. RoRrO. But yes, the winner of this series will go up against Ryu, and this is going to be pretty intense. Both RoRrO and Kaozfate are both exceptional players. RoRrO is a little bit overshadowed by the other Mexican Terrans, those being Special and Sinner, but I would say that RoRrO is not too far behind them. RoRrO does suffer from the fact that he has been a little bit more inactive recently. He came back a couple of weeks ago, which was really cool to see for DreamHack, but he hasn't been back for that long. So I do think that he's still getting into the swing of things. You mess with the duck and you get the beak. It's amazing, Quaid, amazing. Mess with the duck, you get the quack. Ay. Alright, here we go. Now we'll see which one of these players can face Ryu, as both of them so far are opening up the exact same way. It's a TvT. Also, exclamation mark Funada Neo in the chat. Neo, I thought you had an exam. What's going on? Why are you not here on the brackets? Oh god, Neo. He's gonna have a hard time choosing between cheering for his Terran brethren and his Duckling brethren. God, who's he gonna cheer for? Regardless, it will be a TVZ in the next round, which is gonna be amazing. Like that's the matchup we want to see. Oh my! Oh god! Oh god! And RoRrO already delaying the CC of Kaozfate. His own Reaper and Hellion were a little bit late, as you know, his initial Reaper was across the map. Meanwhile, RoRrO, he's going for a proxy starport, so this could be a couple of things. It could just be a proxy starport for a medevac, so he can just pick up his units and drop into the main base. Or there is enough room here, I believe, for a tech lab if he wanted to do something even cheekier. And there we go, it's not a tech lab, it is just a Liberator. So we have a Liberator on the way. And I love this because, again, RoRrO, he can defend with what units he has, so Kaozfate can't really get anything done, and this Liberator could deal a lot of damage. There is a Cyclone on the way for RoRrO, actually, sorry, for Kaozfate, actually 2 Cyclones, so he should be fine unless the Cyclones do get distracted by the Hellions and the Reapers. Boy, Hellions and Reapers are here at the national base. Oh my god, the SV goes down again! Oh god. Kaozfate just can't get his natural up. Meanwhile, the Liberator is done. This was scattered though. Kaozfate did see the starport, so his Cyclone is in position. At the same time, RoRrO, he's starting his own CC. It's late because of the starport, so that's why it's so important for him to delay the CC of Kaozfate. And so far, so good. He has killed, what is that, 3 SCVs now, trying to build it. At the same time, Liberator comes in. Ooh, does get stopped by the Cyclone. And it looks like there's just barely enough here for Kaozfate to push away RoRrO, and he will finish his CC. At the same time, RoRrO is still halfway done, still halfway through his own. What I thought was really impressive was as RoRrO was attacking, he tried to set up his Liberator, and he was able to stop himself when he saw the Cyclone. So he didn't waste it, it didn't go down, it's still here, and it can be used either defensively or offensively. Like, regardless, because he kept it alive, like, there's still value here. And we'll see how this goes. Again, RoRrO is a little bit behind because his CC is a little bit later. It's not even an orbital. Meanwhile, Kaozfate did eventually expand and take his base. He's working on a Raven. I don't think he's going to be too aggressive yet, but when that Raven does come out, like, yo, we've seen how good Ravens are, right? Like, with their disables, with their Matrix, with their anti-armor missiles, especially in TvT, they matter so much. And RoRrO, he doesn't have one of his own because his starport has just been stuck in the air for the past minute. Just get home. Oh, God. Finally, it does land. Oh, it looks like he wants to go. I wouldn't mind Vikings in this situation just to get air control. Medevacs would make sense as well. He is going by a tank. Meanwhile, ooh, one of the Reapers did slip into the main base. A couple of workers did go down. Ah. So he does float towards the screen. And the Liberator, yo, it went on a long journey. Finally, it'll get some worker kills. Immediately 2, 3. Oh my God. 3 SCVs, not bad. And he gets away. Gets away 4. Now the Cyclones are on the hunt. They're trying to chase down the Liberator. Liberator will be able to siege up one more time. How many workers? 1, 2. 5 in total. Yo, not bad. Not bad for one Liberator. And with that, Kaozfate is now behind in workers, and this is so important because Kaozfate's worker count was boosted because he had a faster natural base. He was able to work on that a little bit quicker, but RoRrO has been able to catch up and exceed. But what I am concerned about is that he didn't get a Raven. That's concerning. To be fair, if RoRrO gets Vikings out, like, it won't matter. He'll be able to zone out the Raven of Kaozfate and he'll be fine anyway. But it looks like he wants to be aggressive as he moves out with everything. Oh my God. Oh, the drop just barely misses the main army of Kaozfate. Oh God, the tanks, they're exposed. No. Medevac will go down essentially for free. Tanks do get back on the high ground. Oh, they should be able to siege up just barely in time. Oh my God. That was close. If RoRrO was caught out in the middle of the map, he may have lost everything there. Instead, he is able to react. He should be able to siege up, yep, and defend his bases. Ooh, Marines come down. Bold move, mate. He gets one tank. Oh no, 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 Marines, please. They were not on hold position. Lost a lot of Marines there. Meanwhile, on the outside of the map, we do have a drop in the main base of RoRrO, sorry, of Kaozfate, but tanks in position. Drop does get dealt with. Ooh, not ideal whatsoever. Meanwhile, we did have Auto Tartaras in the main of RoRrO, but he was able to pull away his boys. And Kaozfate backs off. Understandable, mate. RoRrO's tank count is getting pretty insane. Boy. And Kaozfate, again, he backs off, but, you know, he's already got a 3rd CC. He's already expanding. RoRrO perpetually behind when it comes to his bases. Like, there's reasons for this. Again, if we look at the tank count, we have, to be fair, 5 versus 5. But RoRrO's tank count did kind of blow up a little bit faster. Delays were caused. And now Kaozfate is moving out again. This time it looks like the armies will miss each other. Never mind. RoRrO, he spots the main army. Does he turn around or does he commit? He commits. I don't know about this one, mate. Oh God. RoRrO, he knows the main army is coming towards his bases. He's gonna be forced to cancel his 3rd CC. At the same time, massive Doom drop into the main base of Kaozfate. Kaozfate does have reinforcements at home, but they are not in position, and these tanks, they're going to siege up. Ooh. Meanwhile, Kaozfate, he doesn't push in. There's only one tank here. He has to take this opportunity. He does not have his Raven to help disable it, and oh my God. Kaozfate, he loses a tank. Mate, this is disastrous for Kaozfate. He's forced to lift up and just completely give up his main base, and he's not doing anything. I thought that he was going to be able to push in and be in the same situation, but he hasn't gone into the main yet. Finally. He does drop in. There is one tank here. Oh my God, it's going to siege up. Oh God. The tank sieges. Kaozfate doesn't get in. Meanwhile, RoRrO, he does have a beautiful position here. Again, just taking down all the infrastructure, all the production. And Kaozfate is on a timer. Like, he has a decent army. Let's be real, but he needs to do something with it. Oh my god. Loses the Viking. Kaozfate, he's still mining off of 2 bases. To be fair, just like RoRrO, Kaozfate tried to drop on top of the tank, was unable to, and as time goes on, the tank count at home, it gets larger and larger. It's going to be even more difficult for Kaozfate to make anything happen. Oh my god, another tank of Kaozfate goes down. RoRrO, look at, yo, this tank is so vulnerable. RoRrO can totally drop on top of it. And Kaozfate turns around. I kind of like this. I do think that Kaozfate can clean this up. I actually 100% thinking he can clean this up. And we have similar economies. Now RoRrO is finally doing something about the base, but the worker count is surprisingly similar. Alright, Kaozfate, he's back with everything that he has, does siege up, and again, he should be able to force this away. I really want RoRrO to evacuate. He needs to get out of here. He needs to like load up and boost away before he loses too much. Meanwhile, Kaozfate tries to force his way up the ramp. Oh my god, this is not how you want to do this, Kaozfate. I thought he was going to try and drop, and he loses everything. Finally, he goes for a drop, but he only has 2 Marines. Oh my god. Is Kaozfate drunk? Has he been drinking? There were barely any Marines with RoRrO's army. There was no reason not to just doom drop on top of it. Like, oh my god. Going up the ramp and sieging on the ramp as well, just clogging everything up. That was awful. And just like that, Kaozfate, he dropped 50 supply, and now RoRrO, he's just converging across the map. There's nothing to stop him, mate. What's he gonna do? He has 1 tank. He has 2 tanks. Sorry, he has 1 Liberator. But RoRrO just has so much here. It looks like RoRrO will be able to tie up the series. Takes out more of the production. Takes out a CC. And RoRrO is doing what Kaozfate should have, and that is going for another doom drop into the natural base. There's nothing here. Siege is up. Kaozfate fought well, but RoRrO with the decisive moves looks like we'll be able to siege up here, take down everything in the natural. GG gets called, and there it is. We are going to our ace match. God damn it, Kaozfate. Look, hold on. I need to show this. Game casting. You can see in the army value graph the moments where Kaozfate tried to push into his main. Kaozfate had the army supply lead. He had the lead. And then he pushes up the tiny ramp and he loses everything. Ay. Looking at the resource collection, Kaozfate was ahead in resource collection, by the way. The ramp of death, yeah. Exactly as Fernantok said. Also, I should probably fix this. Challenge bracket, it's too big, it's too large. There we go. So far, everything is looking pretty normal. We do have the bracket slowly progressing. Ooh, we have a lot of spicy matchups in round 2, by the way. We have to point them out. Unfortunately, we won't be able to cast them. But right now, Jim Rising versus Egg. Egg, the best player in Argentina. Jim Rising, of course, one of the best Zergs in the region, period. So Jim Rising versus Egg is spicy. So is the Zerg Lord versus Shelby. That's pretty amazing. That's like a potentially semi-finals matchup right there. TVZ. Meanwhile, Eric waiting for his opponents. Eric should have an easy time at least until the round of 8. Meanwhile, Eggs is still battling his opponent. Paco Mike is waiting for Eggs. Shout out to Paco Mike, he's in the chat. Nope. Huh. As we are diving into the ace match. Paco Mike, no, don't be tired. Alright, here we go. We're tied up 1-1. And now, what am I saying? Now we're in the ace match, and spawning in the top right hand corner of said ace match of Oxide ALE, we have the Peruvian Terran. He is orange, representing Eximus Gaming. It is Kaozfate. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Oxide ALE, we have the Mexican Terran. He is red, representing himself. It is RoRrO. Boy. And this is what's scary about not just TvT, but mirror matchups in general. I would argue that Kaozfate is the favored player and the more well-rounded player. But in a mirror matchup, things are different. You know, a lot of things hinge on like decision making and positioning, especially in TvT. And this is a matchup where RoRrO can cause an upset. He can take down Kaozfate, and that would be insane for Kaozfate to go down in the first round. This could also be down to, you know, other things like, you know, Kaozfate maybe maybe having a good time the night before, and maybe, you know, having a couple of drinks. He's known to do so before a tournament. So we'll see. We'll see if RoRrO can do it, if he can pull it together here. Meanwhile, in the chat, is Jim Rising Mexican, mates? Yeah, of course he is. He is Mexican, if you were not aware. A lot of very strong Mexican players. You know, you have Special, you have Cham, Jim Rising, RoRrO, Sinner, Universe. A lot of strong GMs in Mexico. I feel like I'm missing one. Marea, that's another one. Meanwhile, RoRrO being cute here, throwing down an NG bait to block the add-on, just to slow things down and be annoying. Obviously, whenever RoRrO wants to, he can cancel this NG bait. And interesting. So RoRrO is going for a faster CC. Oh, he does lose his SCV here. Kaozfate almost loses his own Reaper. Oh, the Jukes! Oh! Can he get away? He's trying. Oh, loses the Reaper. Was it worth it? I don't know, mate. Kaozfate did go for a much faster factory here, and with that, he has to deal with the NG bait. He's not being as aggressive as he would like to be. And his CC is on the way a little bit later, and obviously on the high ground instead of the low ground, so RoRrO will have a small economic advantage. Or someone. Unfortunately, the stream's on a 2-minute delay, so in 2 minutes you'll hear that Jim Rising is from Mexico. But yes. I'm sure, I mean, again, Jim Rising, he's a favorite of these tournaments. He's won plenty of Sentimiento Latinos in the past. I'm sure he'll make it far, if he gets past Egg. We shall see. As right now, the players are being a little bit passive. They popped off in the beginning. Again, delaying each other's CCs. Kaozfate's a little bit slower. RoRrO already done, already being turned into an orbital. Does this matter? It does, especially in the early game. But we'll see. We'll see if it leads to something else. Kaozfate once again going for his Raven, and again, this is pretty standard play here from Kaozfate. I'm personally shocked that RoRrO is avoiding that, and he, even now, thankfully he's getting a tech lab on his starports. In game 1, he just went straight for Medivacs and went for those Doom drops, as we saw. To be fair, they worked out pretty well for RoRrO, but you know, Ravens are pretty good. that's all I'm saying. He's not going for them. Again, the reactor. Okay. Okay, RoRrO, I see you. Like, who am I to argue with him if he wins this? He's like, Ravens, but Medivacs, but Doom drops. It's all about the Doom drops and TvT. And I guess he's not wrong. It can come down to that. Definitely. So we'll see how this progresses, because RoRrO, he's, you know, working on +1, he's working on stim, working to help bolster his bio. Meanwhile, Kaozfate lagging behind a little bit more and working on his second Raven, which again is what we expect to see. You know, Ravens, they can use their auto turrets to help tank volleys and even get on top of tanks and focus them down, use disables on tanks. It's just interesting that RoRrO is avoiding them completely. I imagine the same thing happened in game 1, even though we didn't cast it. Like, so far, it's looking to be the case. And we'll see how that works out for him, as both armies are now moving out across the map. Ooh, does get scattered by Kaozfate. He does know, and as soon as that happens, he pulls back. He's like, okay. I don't want to fight in the middle of the map. I want you to come to me. Oh my god, he even gets a third Raven. Oh my god. Love it. Sends out a couple of Marines to see where the army is. Meanwhile, we can see ourselves that RoRrO didn't push out. Ooh, instead? Okay. I was like, yo, is he gonna go for a drop? As the Marines are scouring the map, trying to find the army. Scans even, doesn't see it. The mind games. And yeah, because Kaozfate is in the dark, he's kind of scared right now. He's like, okay. Do I move out now? Yes, no, maybe. Scans again. And now RoRrO decides to push out, which now he'll hit his timing. +1 for his Marines will finish up. So he will have that upgrade advantage in the next fight. Army does get spotted. Kaozfate, he's gonna have to respond to this just because he's trying to expand and take a third base. Oh, he does have a decent amount of tanks, a decent amount of Ravens. I really don't know how RoRrO is gonna be able to break this, to be honest. Oh, jokes though. He's not gonna break it. He's gonna go for a Doom drop, mates. Okay. And there's nothing in the main. The tanks are here at the third. Do it. Pick him up. You've got plenty of medevacs, mate. He does distract the army a little bit, as there was a spotted Marine here for Chaos. Scans, sees all the tanks. Ooh, there are Vikings though, and RoRrO's army does get scanned. With all these Vikings, it's going to be so risky to try and go for a drop. And now a sensor tower gets thrown down. Such a smart move by Kaozfate. Like, he knows how vulnerable he is to a drop there. I think Kaozfate still wants to go for it. I mean, RoRrO still wants to go for it. It's gonna be so risky though, mate. Don't do it. Just go to the natural instead. Anyway, in the end, both players, they do expand, they back off. Ooh, the armies do meet though. Disables are thrown down. Mate, oh my god, RoRrO, he didn't siege at all. I don't know if he wasn't looking at the time, but he just didn't react, and now his entire army goes down. I was like, what is happening? And just like that, RoRrO, he was posturing, he was thinking about dropping, he wasn't really sure what to do, and He gets caught off guard, loses his entire army, resets the tank count. This is disastrous for RoRrO. Sometimes that's how it goes, especially in a mirror matchup. Like, you don't pay attention for one moment and you lose your army. That's StarCraft 2, mate. This isn't Brood War. What I will say is, thankfully, Kaozfate doesn't have a bunch of Marines, so he can't really, like, push. He has to slowly leapfrog with his tanks. But this is still terrifying. GG. That's all it came down to. Oh god, that was such a massive mistake there by RoRrO. He was doing fine. He was doing perfectly fine, and then looks away for one moment, loses his army. GG.